Hi everyone, Donna here with Bookkeeping Made Simple, and today I want to talk a little bit about how do you know if your tax preparer is actually doing your taxes. And the reason I want to talk about this is because I talked to a gentleman a week or so ago that bragged that he was able to do tax returns in just a few minutes. Um, that brings up a lot of red flags for me. So before we get started, if you enjoyed these videos, please like, share, and subscribe. This is a huge part of our advertising. Um, whether you end up using our services or not, we are trying to bring quality content to you on a regular basis. So that if you know someone that could use this information, let them know. Give them the word. So I talked to a gentleman who is a tax preparer. He is not a CPA. Um, he's a he's an uncredentialed tax preparer is what he is. Which really doesn't mean anything except that if you have a CPA or an EA do your taxes, then you have the opportunity to have them represent you before the IRS in the event that something goes wrong, and you need that. Um, but a lot of non-credentialed tax preparers are very, very good at what they do. He was bragging that he has several hundred clients, and he's able to do a tax return in just a few minutes. And I was honestly pretty baffled because I've done tax returns for years and it takes me a solid hour to do a good job on my clients' taxes. I'm very good at it, but I'm also very particular about what I send to the IRS. I am trying to get every legal deduction, find every legal loophole, only the legal ones. I'm not going to try to do anything that's going to get my clients into trouble. Things that are very easily defensible. I have extensive notes, and I do that because I really want to give my clients the best possible experience that they can have. I don't want the IRS coming back on them. I don't want problems later. I don't like getting IRS letters, and not for myself and not for my clients. So I was really baffled that this gentleman said, oh, he does all these hundreds of returns. It takes him 10 minutes of return and it's no big deal. And I was like, I work 20 hours a day during tax season, and I have to keep up with my employees, I have to keep up with everything else. So, employees, marketing, everything else that has to go on. And I have very, very long hours during tax season because I want to give each of our clients all of the tax breaks that is legally available to them. Now, some clients, I guess, if they've been with us for years, it doesn't take us as long because we are already familiar with their situations. We are already, we've been doing your books all along, so it's much easier for me to pull that information. But on the whole, my average time in a tax return is about an hour. And so I'm limited to maybe 10 returns a day that I can do before I have to start hiring more preparers. And I was really thinking about that, and I thought it really speaks to how committed you are to quality control. Okay. There's some things that will happen that I am, how do I put this? If I pull up a return and I start checking it and I see that the amount, either the amount to be paid or the amount coming back to the client isn't what I think it should be, I spend more time on that return. I'll spend a couple of hours on a return. I have one that, well, actually, I had several. It had huge jumps in their businesses last year. And there's some things that I want to do before I even send them the signature paper. One, I want to make sure I get their income taxes as low as possible. The only way to do a 10-minute return, by the way, is if you have everything already entered into the system, one, so you don't have to do much, and they're only W-2s. There's no There's no 1099 income. There's no business income. There's no concern about all of the credits and PPP and idle loans and everything for the past 3 years. I just don't see how it's possible. Unless, like I said, if he's already got everything in his software, he just has to plug W-2 numbers in. I guess he could do it in 10 minutes, but none of my clients are 10-minute clients. They are all, we take our time. We want to get it right. The first time, we don't want any letters coming back from the IRS. And we want to make sure that our clients are paying as little as legally permissible in tax. So when you're talking to a potential tax preparer, kind of keep that in mind. If they are really interested in you, they're going to take a lot longer. If you have a ridiculously simple return, yeah, I guess they could do it in 10 minutes if you have one W-2. Most of my clients have several, and it takes time to get the data entered, unless I'm importing, double check the numbers, make sure it's applied to either the spouse or the taxpayer. There's a little bit more that goes into it, so that was a concern to me. I have often said that one of the reasons I went into business for myself is I have a habit of working myself out of jobs. So by that, what I mean is when I very first moved to Utah 23 years ago, I think. Yeah, I remember working for basically a candle company. It was a competitor to Bed Bath & Beyond, but I don't think they ever got that big. And they said they wanted me to be the credit manager and accounts receivable manager. And they were expecting me to work 40 hours a week. And within 6 weeks, I was down to a 10-hour week because I had created systems and processes to get this done, which is what we do for all of our clients. We really try to get everything dialed in for our clients so that they can have their books can be correct, and so that we don't want to spend a lot of time on them, but we need to spend as much time on them as it takes. So we do these things, and it's really interesting. I have a pretty solid work ethic, so I'm able to put a system in place, put my head down, and really get a lot of work done. But I don't think I would ever spend 10 minutes on a tax return. That's still baffling to me. Even when I worked at H&R Block, when I first started doing taxes, I never spent less than 30 minutes on a tax return, even if it was a returning client, even if I knew the client, even if it was one of my own kids, I still spent the time to make sure that the taxes were done correctly and that there was that's the hardest part of doing taxes isn't putting the numbers into the system. It's reviewing them afterwards and looking to see what tax strategies we can put into place forward to prevent tax liabilities from forming, basically. So kind of keep that in mind as you are planning who's going to be doing your taxes this year. We are more than happy to. We also have a fantastic referral partner that we work with who is an enrolled agent. She doesn't like bookkeeping, and that's just fine. We've sent our tax clients to her, knowing that they would be very well taken care of. That's kind of it for today. Really be mindful about how long someone takes to do your taxes, because it shouldn't be. If they're that quick, what are they missing? I guess that's what I'm asking. If they're that quick, are they even reviewing anything? Are they making sure that you're paying as little as possible? So that, and it's nothing against this gentleman that I spoke to. He does sound like he's got his system pretty well dialed in, but it kind of sent up some red flags for me. What's really nice about all the training that I've been getting in accounting over the past several years is that I have gotten to the point that I can take a very quick look at a tax return or a balance sheet and immediately tell someone, yeah, there's problems here. So I may not know what those problems are, but I can start to look and see there's problems in this area and this area and this area. So that's kind of it for today. We are open for e-filing taxes. So if you would like to make an appointment You can go to mysimplebookkeeping.com, click on contact, and there should be a place for you to set a tax appointment. So we do everything remotely. It's fantastic. It's really my favorite because then I don't have to get office space. Although that may change in the future. And but I think it's most convenient for ourselves and our clients to be able to do this remotely so that we can take the time that we need to actually complete the tax returns and do them. Again, our goal is not to just churn out tax returns. It is to make sure that our clients are paying as little as possible in taxes, as little as legally allowable. So that's it for today. I am going to stop talking now, and I'll talk to you again soon.